Fantastic. So I'm going to press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to start here with a little warm up, a little stretch. So you can take your feet wherever they're comfortable. Go ahead and take one nice big shoulder roll back, and then take your right ear over towards your right shoulder. And then a nice deep breath in. On your exhale, switching sides. Good. And one more time, nice deep breath in. On your exhale, looking down towards the floor. And one more, looking up towards the ceiling. Good. Then coming back to the center, go ahead and one more time, a couple times, roll those shoulders back. Trying to relax as best you can. Work out any tension. 2 more. And then reverse that circle. Go in the opposite direction. Good. Last 3, 2, and last 1. Then step those feet nice and close together. Take one forearm on top of the other. And then we're going to lift one knee at a time. We'll go lift, lift. Good. And just remember to breathe. Try to inhale on one leg, exhale on the next. Good. Drawing those lower abs in and up as your leg lifts. Right? So on the way up, try to think belly button pressing back to the spine. Good. And then keep those legs going. Stretch those hands nice and high. Just remember, slide your shoulders down the back. Good. Still keep those legs going and draw your elbows down. Good. Nice, good warm up here. 2 more on each leg. Then we'll do a little twist. Last one here. So I'm taking it across. Oh yeah, still breathing. Last 3 on each leg. 2. Last 1. Good. Shake it out there just a little bit. We're going to do a quick little warm up for your legs. Nothing super strenuous or super long, just a little one. So you're going to go ahead and take your feet pretty wide. Turn your toes out. Stretch those hands out. Shoulders still relaxed down to go bend, lift, bend, lift. Remember, on the way down, knees press back and open. Also on the way down, pelvis stays right underneath your ribs. Good. We'll do 4 more here. 3, 2. Now on this last one, we're going to come down. We're going to stay down for a little bounce. Down, down. Good. And this is where I really want you to focus on sending those knees back out over your toes. Good. Yeah, and whenever you're ready, go ahead and put those hands down. It's totally fine. You can also reach them out in front. Right? Sometimes, depending upon if you feel any tension on your neck, it might feel a little more comfortable to put them out in front rather than out to the side. So you've got some choices here. We'll do 8 more. 8, 7, 6 more. Then we'll lift up your right heel in 3, 2. So right heel goes lift, lower, lift, lower. Good. And trying to keep those hips as low as they can go. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. Good. 4 more, and then we'll keep that heel up in 3, in 2. Last one, heel will stay up, and one more time, we'll take a little bounce down, down, down. Good. Right, and you might feel this a little bit more in your opposite leg. but in that right calf muscle, right? Keep in mind, not wrong. That's kind of what we're going for here. And 8 more on this side, and then we'll switch and lift the left heel up and down in 4, 3, 2. So right heel will go lower down to the floor. Left heel will go lift, lower, lift, lower. Good. Now on this opposite side, the right side that we were just working, right? Try not to let that knee start to then cave in. Still activating your butt muscles to take that knee back. Give a little check to your chest, make sure it's still nice and upright. Give a little check to your core, make sure it's not arching, splaying your back, right? Try to send that tailbone down. And 4 more, and then we'll keep that heel up. 3, 2, this heel will stay up, and one more time, we got a little bounce, down, down. Now on the second side, right, you'll probably feel that opposite leg a little bit more intensely than you did the first time, right, just because that leg is a little warmer than the one we're on now. Good, and even here, right, don't forget to breathe. Breathing is important, your body likes oxygen. Good, and 8 more right here. So it's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. You can drop that heel, come all the way up. Good job. Okay, go ahead and grab yourself some of your weights. Like usual, I know I need to take a layer off here. I'm getting hot. So, per usual, you can start with your heavier weights. We are going to do, I might actually take this off. So, we are going to do today some exercises where your arms are going to be elevated, but for your biceps, right? Which is a little bit different than what we normally do. So, if you need to use your lighter weights in this first kind of series here, it's all good. Start with the heavier ones. See if you can kind of push through it. If not, it's all good. Just untangle. Wow. Through the hole. Okay. So go ahead and grab those heavier weights. You're going to take your feet about hip distance apart. Toes will point forward. Knees will get a soft little bend to them. One weight is going to come in each hand. Go ahead and just roll those shoulders open one more time. Tuck that pelvis in, engage your core. Go ahead and flip your palms forward, bend your elbows halfway, and we're going to take your elbows up to shoulder height. So we'll lift, lower, lift, lower, right? And you see at the top here, I'm not letting my elbows kind of come out to the side. I'm trying to keep them in. That is also going to help kind of work the back of your arm, your tricep. So this is going to work a lot of muscle groups all at the same time. It's going to be a little bit in the shoulder, a little bit in the bicep, a little bit in the tricep. Now because it's rather intense, try to exhale each time that you lift. It's going to help you engage your core. Again, making sure you're not leaning back away from those weights. Good. Fantastic. We'll do 4 more here. 3, 2. On this last one, try to keep both arms up, and then your weights are going to pulse in towards your face. They're going to come in, in, in. Now, if you get to the top here and you're like, I can't hold my arms up here, what are you thinking, crazy girl? You can always take those elbows a little lower. That's perfectly fine. Right? In a perfect world, we would aim for eyebrow, give or take. Good. Remember, breathe through it. Try to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 4 more breaths. 3, 2, last one. Go ahead and lower those elbows back down by your side, but keep your elbows bent. And then from here, we have a half bicep curl. So we're going to lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Good. Should feel a little bit more comfortable here, but you should start to feel those biceps just a little bit more than maybe you typically would at this stage, right? So we'll do 4 more here. 3, 2. Now, still staying at a halfway point here, elbows will stay pretty close. Your forearms are going to turn out to the corners of the room, though. So they're going to open, close, open, close, open, close. And if you're like me, don't feel like you need to stay perfectly still, right? I have a hard time with that. You can certainly take a little tour around your room. Good. And remember, on the way out with your weights, try not to let your elbows pull away from your body. So try to keep your elbows in pretty close. Good. For 4, 3, 2. Now holding them out to the corners, you're going to take a little pulse back, back, back. This time I want you to actively press those elbows in by your side. So it's just a little more forceful than what you were doing in that larger range of motion. So really squeeze them in by your side. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to lift one more time. We go lift, lower, lift, lower. Yeah, I might need to switch to the lighter weights. Oh, snap. Good. That's it for 4, 3, 2. And now one more time, we're going to try to hold them up at the top. Weights again are going to pulse in, 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 in. And again, if you get them up there and you're like, I can't hold these up there, are you kidding me? Right? Remember, you can always take your elbows a bit lower, right? Aim for a halfway point. If you feel like you can keep them all the way up there, try to keep your elbows in line with your shoulders. Good. And 8 more here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Elbows will come back down. One last time. We have a full bicep curl. Lift, lower, lift, lower. I feel like this playlist, actually, it's not just Billy Joel, it's all the songs that I forgot about. What a mistake. Yeah. Makes me want to watch Pretty Woman. It's been a while. What? Please do. We should all watch Pretty Woman, and then we can all report back on our favorite part. Last 3, 2, and last 1. Great job. Go ahead and flip those palms in. We're going to come into a little bit of tricep work. So again, if you need to shake those feet out a little bit, feel free. We're going to take your weights all the way up and over your head. So you'll line those toes up again, pretty much right under your hips. Knees will get a nice little bend. Arms are going to curl up and then press up, keeping your palms facing each other, sending your shoulders down. If you need to, weights can come together, and then both arms will go bend, press, bend, press. Good. Remember here, the challenge for a lot of us, myself included, is to not let your chin tuck down to your chest, right? Try to keep your neck long as best you can. If you need to use your camera or a mirror, right, if it's a concern that you're going to Donkey Kong yourself here with your weight, remember, try to keep that elbow pointing forward. That'll send your weight down by your ear instead of up on top of your head. Or you can use a mirror to kind of help guide yourself. Good. We'll do 4 more here. 3, 2. Now finding a halfway point for a little pulse up, up, up. And this... Oh, I think you're right. Yes. This was a theme song, I forget. Last 4, 3, 2, and now a big press. Oh, up and over your head. Yeah, to come back down. Awesome job. So you can switch out to your lighter weights at this point. We're going to come into some leg work and some arm work, coming in all together at the same time. coming in hot for a nice little combo set here. So we're going to start in with our feet pretty close together. So you're going to press your heels all the way in. Toes are going to turn out to a nice little narrow V. First thing I want you to kind of get comfortable with is bending your knees, right? So remember, pinky toes on the floor, don't let them roll up. We're going to go ahead and bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, lift. Good. Now from here, I want you to actively press those palms to face you. Open up the shoulders. Okay, we're going to add an arm lift as we're bending our knees. So we'll do 2 more. Last one. Adding in the arms, we're going to go lift, lower. Good. Remember, try to keep your neck as relaxed as you can. If that gets tough at any point, don't worry, you're not alone. Remember, you can always choose to take that arm just a little lower, coming to a halfway point instead of all the way up to shoulder height. Me too. I do believe in magic. Thanks for asking. Good. And we'll do 4 more here. Then we're going to keep your knees bent and your arm up in 2. Last one. They're both going to stay in this engaged position. Knees are going to get just a little bounce down, down. Okay. Your palms are going to flip up and down in 4, 3, 2. Keep those knees going. We flip up, down, up, down, up, down. Oh snap, right? Those shoulders are immediately like, I hate you. Yeah. Remember, the weights are optional. You don't have to do it with it. You can always set them down. Especially if you're starting to feel a lot of tension in your neck, right? That's your body kind of saying to you, hey, I need a little break. So if you're starting to experience that, go ahead and just set those weights down in front of you. Good. Remember, you can also always bend your elbows a little more intensely here. It'll take off a little bit of the pressure there from your neck especially. We're going to do 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Go ahead and set those weights down. Oh, snap. Right? Yeah, shake it off up there. Okay. 1 more. We're going to go ahead and take your palms to face the back of the room this time. Not doing any leg work here, so same thing, feet under your hips, toes forward, little bend, open up those shoulders. Go ahead and take your weights right out in front, and then right back down. Good. We've done a lot of things with your arms out away from your body today, right? So if you're feeling your neck a little bit more than maybe you normally do, that is the reason, right? So again, always feel free to modify in whatever way makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. I'd love to tell you that we're not going to hold your weights up on this last set here, but we are. I would be lying to you, so mentally prepare for that as well. We're going to do 4 more, then we'll hold the weights up in 3, in 2. On this last one, they stay lifted. Elbows go bend and straight. This might be the ultimate test. Maybe big girls do cry. Why? From holding weights up in the air for way too long. And by big girls, I mean me. I might cry. Just like one lone tear. That's it. And we've got 4, 3, 2. Last one, you're going to hold them out one last time. Lower them down about halfway though. And one more time, we're going to do that little palm flip up and down. They're going to rotate up, rotate down, rotate up, rotate down. In this position, this is going to engage your tricep just a bit more, back of the arm. Also, all of these exercises, all this palm flipping, right, it's really good for your rotator cuff area, which is a group of muscles, right, not just one muscle, but for that entire group, because it helps kind of just lubricate the shoulder girdle a little bit here. That's it. And we've got 4, 3, 2, and last one. Then go ahead and come all the way down. We're going to finish it out with a little bit of back work. Balance it out, right? Our chest just did a lot of work holding those arms out in front. So go ahead and take a deeper bend to your knees. Upper body will hinge forward a bit. Weights are going to come right underneath the shoulders. Shoulders will press down away from your ears. Both arms will open out to the side. Open, close. And at the top, right, think about squeezing those shoulder blades together, but without lifting your shoulder, right? So first and foremost, think about keeping your neck as long as it can be, right? So send those shoulders down the back, and then think squeeze down, right? Big postural muscles here. So these are big, big, big muscles. It's going to work many of them in your back, but try to keep your neck out of it as best you can. That's it. 4 more, and then we're going to come to a halfway hold and pulse up to the ceiling in 2. Last one. Go ahead and lower them halfway, and then both arms are going to take a little lift up, right? So your arms should kind of look like they're in a big giant V in this position. Remember, if you're looking for more lower back work, you can lower those shoulders a little farther down. If you don't want to work out your lower back more, or if your low back is starting to just feel a little tight, you can always stand up a little taller. Okay, and we've got 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Go ahead and stand yourself on up. Go ahead and set those weights down. You are done with your arms, except for, the white knuckle grip that maybe we all might have a little later on the chair bar wall. Hard to say. Okay, so let's go ahead and stretch out your neck a little bit, right? Again, we did a lot of neck potential work there with those arms up. So go ahead and take your feet where they're comfortable. Take your right ear over towards your right shoulder one more time. Remember, the second time around, if you want to place your hand up there for a little extra stretch, I guess you could call it, a little extra resistance, you're welcome to. You don't have to. Whatever you feel better with. And then we've got a good deep breath in. And on your exhale, letting go of your head, switching sides. So I just roll out all of the kinks and cracks in my whole body. Pretty standard for a Thursday, right? One more time, nice deep breath in. On that exhale, letting go, looking down. And then keep looking down. You're going to make a little double chin. So pull your chin back about an inch or so. Should feel a little stretch into the back of your neck there. And then release it and open up your mouth nice and wide. Looking up. And then keep looking up and close your mouth, pulling your bottom jaw up to your top jaw. You should feel this in the front of your neck. And then come on back to the center. Good. From here, grab that right arm, pull it across your chest, hug that arm in a little closer. Just remember, try to keep that shoulder somewhat low. And then let it go to switch sides. Left arm will come across. Same thing, keep that left shoulder pretty low. And then let it on go. Take your right arm up in the air to bend your elbow. Little tricep stretch here. My fiance and I have been building a wedding playlist for like some songs that as we hear them that we're like, oh yeah, this is a good one. So this way when the day comes that we can be like, here's like a general vibe for what we like. We just added this one because he is a DJ, so it's hilarious. A DJ saved my life. And then let that right arm go to switch sides one more time. Left arm will do the bending. I was like, that's so appropriate. It has to be on there. Won't go so far to say that maybe you saved my life, but you're a big part of it. So let's keep this in perspective here. And then let that left arm go. Awesome. So go ahead and grab your chair. Go ahead and stand closer to the wall that you're going to hold on to. Just grab your ball. Make sure that that's close by. So then we're going to come into some leg work. I'm going to scooch my mat here just a little farther forward because I don't want to step on it the whole time. So I'll move it back. We're going to eventually come back to the mat, but not yet, obviously. So you're going to need a ball to start. And we're going to come back to, this is an exercise that we haven't done in a little while. So you'll be holding on with just one hand. What hand you choose to hold on with, it honestly doesn't matter. We're only going to do this once. So choose your favorite hand and hold on with that one. You're going to go ahead and bring those heels back to touch, your toes back out to that little narrow V. And then go ahead and bend your knees as far down as you can. Tuck that ball really high on the legs. Good. From here, opposite arm can do whatever you'd like. We're going to start with your heels on the floor. This is a major inner thigh exercise. So this is also a little bit different, right, than a lot of other ball leg exercises, mainly because the focus is going to be on the way up. So we're going to almost straighten our knees, squeeze the ball, and then bend, almost let go of the ball. So lift, lower, lift, lower. And we're going to start here with this really large range of motion. Sorry, I'm just going to grab a sip of water. And then we're also going to come into some slightly smaller little pulses, right? So try to move through your full range of motion, right? Meaning that on the way down, try to bend your knees so deeply that you almost feel like you're going to let go of the ball. On the way up, right? Those knees are never going to get straight because the ball is there. But squeezing up on the ball as much as you possibly can. And you should feel this pretty early on, right? Really deep in the inner thigh. So technically a part of your hamstrings, right? Remember the hamstrings are the back muscles of your thigh. In this position, you are going to get a little bit of the top of the thigh as well, especially when we do this in your second set. We're going to do this with your heels lifted as well. Okay, so we'll do 4 more of this large range of motion. 3, 2. Now on this last one, I want you to come up with your knees and almost stay up. And we're going to do a quick little pulse up, 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 up. Yeah, and it's going to be these little pulses, right, that are really going to burn. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. Your hamstrings, I think, burn in just a slightly different way than your quads, than the top of your leg, right? When your hamstrings are burning, you feel like you could fry an egg on your own leg, right? So if you need a little break or if you need to take this ball out for a couple of reps, that's okay too. Okay, we've got 8 to go, and then we'll lift and lower your heels. In 4, 3, 2, last one. So from here, right, same degree, right? Same bend in the knee that what you just had. Heels are going to lift and lower. They'll go lift, lower, lift, lower. And we're going to try to keep your heels touching on the way back down so they can separate, then touch, separate, then touch. What that touch is going to do is going to help reinforce the muscle that we're working when we're squeezing on the ball. Good. Now, as we're going through this, right, making sure that you're not letting your tush start to stick out in the back, right? Remember, try to keep your pelvis right underneath your ribs. Good. And we'll do 4 more. 3, 2. On this last one, though, heels are going to stay off of the floor. Now, from here, I want you to take your feet and walk them nice and close together so that your heels can once again touch. And more than touch, I want them to squeeze together. Don't let them separate here. Now, we're going to go back down. We're going to bend, lift, bend, lift. The second set is going to be a little shorter, okay? Intentionally. It's also going to be a lot more intense because those heels are up. And remember, if you feel like you're losing the ball the whole time, it should be really high on the leg. So feel free to adjust as needed. Really large range of motion to start off here. You're probably, again, going to feel the top of the leg a little bit more this time. Okay, 4 more, and then we'll stay up for a little pulse in 3, 2, last one. So go ahead and come up and stay up. Now, the little small lift, lift, lift. Still thinking about coming from the knees. Think knees together, knees together. Remember, they're never going to get together, the ball's there. But try to think about squeezing them together. This is where it's going to be tough to not let those heels come apart. All right, so think from the bottom up like a zipper. Okay, and 8 to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Go ahead and set those heels down. Take that ball out. Holy moly. Okay, you won't need the ball for a little bit of time here. Good thing, no? Right? So we're going to come into some top of the leg work here with a little lunge series. I'm going to let you decide if you want to do this holding on or if you want to try it not holding on. Choice is obviously yours. We're going to start with the right leg behind us, and we're going to come into a curtsy lunge. So if you are going to hold on, you'll turn in to hold on to your chair with both hands or wall with both hands, whatever you're using there for stability. I'm going to try to stay facing you as best I can here. So your right leg is going to take a big step behind. Go ahead and bend both knees just a little bit. Now your right foot, your back foot, is going to step and you're going to cross over. Yeah, so pretend like you're meeting the queen, right? Now look down at the floor or look down at your legs. Your right knee should be in line. It should be right behind your left calf muscle, right? So not over crossing those legs too much. Make sure that you're kind of making a straight line back here with your knee and with your heel. Can be a little tough to find, so feel free to play around with where this back foot is a bit. Okay, so from here, we're going to do a couple little pulses down. So coming down about halfway to your lowest point, you're going to take a little bounce down, 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 down. For now, I want you to really think about how much of your body weight are you putting into each leg, right? We want to try to even out your body weight so that one leg isn't holding you up more than the other. The reason I say that is eventually we're going to lean forward, and that's not going to be the case. Your front leg is going to get almost all of your body weight. So in this first set, I want you to think about evening it out. Right, and even if you are holding on with one hand or with both hands, maybe try to take those hands to a little hover. See if you can find your balance there. Right, usually when you let go and you don't have something sturdy to hold on to, your core kind of has to turn on a little bit more intensely. So always nice to kind of give yourself a little challenge there. Okay, we've got 8 to go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. So from here, you're going to take your shoulders and lean them out over your front knee, okay? So look down, again, to make sure that your shoulders are right over top of the knee. Yeah, and then one more time, you're going to do that same little bounce, down, down, down. And still trying to keep that back heel, right? You see Becca's heel is still off of the floor. That's what we're going for. Yeah. Exactly, right? And just like she is, feel free. As you're leaning forward, use that chair, use that wall. You can rest your forehead down on top of your hands, on top of your forearms. You can just drop that chin. Let your upper body be comfortable here. This is going to really burn into the outside of that hip. It's what we're going for. It's going to kick us off for some booty work. Okay, and last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and lift your shoulders first, and then take that back foot out to the side. Okay, right, and you should feel a complete difference from one side to the next. Hopefully you're feeling this the top of the right leg, but the outside of the left leg. We're going to go ahead and do the opposite side. Even that out, okay? So this time, again, you can feel free to certainly hold on with both hands. You can hold on with one hand. If you are going to hold on with just one hand, it'll be your right hand that'll hold on since your left foot is going to come back, okay? Or you can hold on with no hands. You could try that too. We'll see how it goes. So left foot this time is going to take a nice big step behind you, straight behind you to start. Knees will take a little bend, both knees, that is. Left foot is going to step across towards your right. It's going to go, again, you get into a little curtsy here. Now, again, before we start any movement, go ahead and look down at your legs. Make sure that your back knee is behind your calf muscle or behind your opposite knee, that those feet aren't overcrossed or undercrossed, right? So you're making a little X. Okay, then go ahead and try to bend those knees even just a little bit farther. And now take a little bounce down, down, down. Good. Right, and it's going to feel probably, you might feel like, all right, but where are my hips in this? Right, that left hip, same hip as the foot that is behind you. It's going to certainly kind of turn out to the corner of the room a little bit, right? You shouldn't force your body to be square to the front. It's unrealistic. So if you feel like your shoulders are starting to kind of like rotate towards the corner of the room a little bit, that's not wrong. Go ahead and let that happen, right? Anytime that your leg is overcrossed like this, it's going to happen. So it's all good. Remember, in this first set, both legs doing work in different areas, but not letting one leg kind of take over more of your body weight than the other leg. Good. That back leg should feel pretty tired. Yeah. You might feel a nice little shake back there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Again, we're going to lean your upper body forward. Shoulders here are going to come all the way forward so that they're over top of your knee. Again, you want to look down to make sure that that's happening. And then once you're there, go ahead and bend both knees one more time. This is also an excellent exercise, this leaning forward exercise. This is a great one to work on your knees. For some of us, right, I hurt my left knee way back in the day in high school. And I find that I have to focus on not letting that knee wobble, right? So we want to try to keep your knee pointing forward, toes pointing forward as you bend. This is why it's a good knee stability exercise. Good. Remember, above all else, try to breathe. Try to get yourself through it. Hold on. Even if you end up taking that white knuckle grip, it's all good. Do what you can. Try to relax your neck and your shoulders and breathe through it. You're almost there. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Go ahead and stand yourself all the way up. Step that left foot in. Okay, we're going to stretch out your quads and your calves a little bit, and then we're going to spend the rest of the class down on the floor. So go ahead and hold on for some balance. Grab your right foot in your right hand. Once you have it there, try to take that right knee and point it down to the floor as best you can. And remember, if you have trouble getting to your foot, that's not uncommon or unheard of. It's totally fine. You can always grab like a towel, a t-shirt, a strap, something, wrap it around your foot and grab the strap or the t-shirt instead of your foot. So you've got some choices there. Okay, then let that foot go all together. Step it behind you to place your heel on the floor, and then lean your upper body forward until you feel a nice little stretch in that calf muscle back there. And then step your right foot in, grabbing your left foot in your left hand, starting with that little quad stretch here. And then let that foot go, stepping that foot back, placing your heel down on the floor, and then again lean your upper body forward until you feel a stretch in that back calf. So like I said, after this we're going to come back down to the floor. We're going to lay all the way down in just a minute here. When we come down, you will need your ball. And then step your back foot in one more time. Okay, so go ahead and grab your ball. I'm going to scooch my mat back where it was so you can see what's going on. Maybe a tiny bit more. Okay. Okay. But fantastic. Thank goodness for Zoom. Otherwise, I would be lost in the dark here. So go ahead and come on down. We're going to lay all the way down on your stomach. And remember, if it's tough to lay flat on the floor, you're welcome to prop your head up, your forehead up with like a pillow, a sweatshirt, anything. So you'll need the ball almost the entire time. So go ahead and come on down, lay down on your stomach. We're going to do a similar set to what we did last week, if you were in class last week, with a little couple added bonuses here. So this week I am going to give you the choice. If you feel like you're ready for it, if you feel like your lower back is ready for it, you can stay up on your forearms. I just caution you that if you do that, try not to let your low back sway like mine is right now. Try to think about pulling your belly button off of the floor like the whole time. Okay, that's where it's going to get really tough. If that's too much, you'll come all the way down. You'll lay down, forehead down. So go ahead and bend your right knee. Take your ball, tuck it behind that knee. Squeeze it in there nice and tight. Okay, this time we're going to take your left toes and press them down into the floor. It's going to give you a little leverage, something to kind of really dig your toes into. From here, keeping your hip on the floor, your right leg is going to lift, lower, lift, lower. Now, even if you are laying all the way down, don't forget you have abs, so you should use them, right? Making sure that on the way up, that you're not letting your low back arch too much, right? So still try to think just a little bit about scooping up your core. Try to press that belly button still back towards your spine. If you're wondering what it feels like to do it on your forearms, you can certainly scoot your way up, pull that belly button up, try it from there. It's going to be a much smaller range of motion if you are on your forearms, just as a heads up. It's not wrong, just smaller. Okay, so you should feel this pretty much right away in that right glute muscle. It's the right butt cheek. Yeah, right. If, just like when we do this standing, you definitely might lose the ball a couple of times. It's okay. Feel free to adjust as much as you need to. And we'll do 4, 3, 2. Last one. Letting that knee come back down to the floor. Flex your foot back here, and then go ahead and kick your heel in. Let me readjust here just a little bit. Good. So we're going to do this little kick in with your heel, with your knee, all the way down on the floor like it is now. We'll do a second set where your knee is off of the floor. Dun, dun, dun. So a lot of times when we do some glute work, right, we try to warm it up through the back of the leg first. All of those kind of feed one another. So that's what we're doing here. We've got 4, 3, 2, last one. Now keep a little squeeze on that ball. Try to take your right knee off of the floor. Keep it off of the floor and kick that heel in one more time. In. Now if you start to feel this in your right hip bone, if you feel like that hip bone is pressing really hard into the floor, go ahead and grab yourself a pillow, lay it across your hips. Okay, it'll help with that. You might feel like that knee back there is kind of doing some wobbling, right? Don't worry, you're not alone. We're all wobbling a little bit back there. And remember, that knee doesn't have to be high. But we do want to try to really squeeze into that right butt cheek. So try to keep it up as fast as you can. And we're going to finish it up with a little combo move in 4, 3, 2. So keeping that foot flexed, we're going to go ahead and lift your leg first. Lift, then squeeze, then come back down. Yeah, so we'll go lift, squeeze, down. 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 For 4, down. 3, squeeze, down. 2, squeeze, down. Last one, lift, squeeze, down. Good. Then go ahead and reach back for that ball. Take it on out. Maybe wiggle your feet a little bit side to side. Wiggle your hips a little bit side to side. And then we're going to do it on the other side. So here we go. Ball this time is going to get tucked behind the left knee. Pointing that foot to start off. Scooping those abs a little bit away from the floor. Relaxing your shoulders. We're going to start here with a little lift up and down. Oh, tucking your toes on your right foot as well. Sorry, I forgot to say that. So digging your right ball of the foot down into the floor. There you go. So we go lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. Right, and one of the beauties about doing this down on the floor, and I think I might have said this last week, I honestly don't remember, is that doing it on the floor, you get to really feel the working leg so much more than when you're standing, right? When we're standing up, that hip is always on fire. Your standing leg hip is always on fire. So here, right, really try to take advantage of that. Squeeze those glutes as much as you possibly can. Try to, relish that moment there for a second. That's it. Good. And we'll do 4, 3, 2. Last one. Now letting that knee come down to the floor, flexing your foot. Go ahead and kick your heel in. Right, and once you start kicking that heel in, you'll probably feel that ball kind of just shift and adjust. Again, feel free. Can always, reach back and adjust it as much as you can. Unlike when we're standing up, when I'll tell you, if it rolls out, try to just forget about it. Here I really want you to focus on keeping it. It is a really good resistance tool for us, right? So we want to try to hold on to it as best we can. Good, and we'll do 8 more here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to do the same thing, but with your left knee lifted off of the floor, trying to keep it off of the floor. You'll kick that heel in, in, in. Yeah. Shift where that is. Okay. Good, right? Remember, your knee doesn't have to be really high off of the floor. We still want that left hip bone down on the ground. So, again, trying to squeeze here from your butt muscle, not rolling to the side to take that knee up, right? And if you tried it on the other side and you want to try to come up to your forearms, even for a couple, see what it's like, you're welcome to. Just remember, try to pull your belly button away from the floor if you come up to your forearms. Okay, 4 more here. So it's 4, 3, 2. Last one. Go ahead and let that foot come down for just a moment. We're going to finish it up with your combo move. So we're going to go lift, squeeze, come down. Lift, squeeze, come down. Lift, squeeze, come down. And try to pay attention to your shoulders here, right? They might start to creep up by the ears. Remember, try to keep your neck nice and long. And breathe through it as best you can, right? Again, you might feel like one leg is easier or harder than the other. Try to pay attention to that, see where you feel it. And last, 4 here. Down, 3, squeeze down, 2, squeeze down. Last one, squeeze down. Then go ahead and reach back for that ball. Good job. Let both legs straighten out. Again, just kind of roll those heels side to side a little bit. And then we are going to go ahead and come all the way onto your back. You won't need your ball, so you can let it roll away from you. But go ahead and flip yourself on over to your back. We're going to do one last exercise here for your tushies. Coming up with a whole bunch of different words for your glutes today. Yeah. Apparently we've got the creative glute words coming out. So just make sure that wherever your feet are, right? And again, you can play around with if you want your feet a little farther. Farther away is going to work the back of your leg more. Closer it is, it's going to work your butt a little bit more. So choice is yours. Try to keep your entire foot down on the floor, though, for today. Because we're going to go ahead and lift your hips up. Keep your arms down. Squeeze those glutes. And then go ahead and take your right leg off of the floor. What? You're going to reach that foot up. If that's too much, it can cross over your left knee. And then you're going to pulse up, up. Didn't see that one coming. Surprise. Now we're not going to be here long. You should be shaking in that left butt cheek really pretty intensely. And we've got 4, 3, 2, and right foot will come down. If you need it, hips can come down just so you can kind of find your center. Again, make sure that your knees are pointing forward, toes are pointing forward. Go ahead and lift those hips back up if they were down on the floor. Okay, here we go, other side. Left leg is going to reach up to the ceiling. If that's too much, it can cross over top of your knee. And then you pulse up, up, up. And again, pretty much right away, right glute, right butt cheek. It should shake. Pretty good shake too. Home stretch. Last 4, 3, 2, and then come on down. Very nice. Okay, last thing here, we're going to go ahead and separate your feet a little bit wider. If you're on a mat, the mat is going to kind of be your guiding post here. If you're not on a mat, go ahead and just look forward at your knees. Make sure that they're pointing out to the corners of the room. Okay, your choice if you want hands down or hands up. Either one is fine. Go ahead and lift those hips off of the floor one more time. And then take a nice little pulse up towards the ceiling, both hips at the same time. Still trying to keep those heels on the floor. Really trying to drive your body weight through your heels. Right? Sometimes we'll do this with your heels off of the floor. Today we want to keep those heels down. It's going to work out the back of your leg a little bit more. And trying your best to relax the tension that you might be holding in your neck or in your shoulders. Try to send that tension down instead to your abs. Think about pulling your hips up a little bit off of the floor. A little tiny pelvic tuck. And final 8 here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and lower those hips all the way down to the floor. Hug them in. Good job. If you'd prefer to let your knees open out to the side and to a little happy baby pose, you're welcome to do so as well. Go ahead and just let your low back kind of relax, releasing any tension that you might have built up there. And then we're going to finish it up with a nice little stretch here for those legs. So go ahead and find the center. Go ahead and send both feet down to the mat. And then your right leg up towards the ceiling. If this leg doesn't get straight, that's totally fine. It can certainly be a little bent. Grabbing behind the right leg, go ahead and hug it in a little closer towards your face. And then circle that ankle out a little bit. And then reverse that circle. Good. Then relaxing your foot. Go ahead and take one last little tug in with that leg. And then send it all the way back down to the floor to switch sides. Left leg will come off of the ground. Same thing, you'll grab somewhere behind this left leg. Hug it in a little closer. And then circle that ankle. You can pick any direction that you like here. We're going to do both, so wherever you want to start. And then reverse that circle. Footloose is mine. I've never seen Footloose. I'm a bad dancer. I've never seen Footloose. Either version. It's so good. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Okay, it's a deal. And then hug that leg in just a little bit closer one last time. Let it on go. Okay, go ahead and roll to one side so you can sit yourself all the way up. Very nice. We are going to do one last final little stretch here. So you can either cross your legs in or you can bring the soles of your feet together. This one's going to be a slightly deeper stretch. This one is also perfectly sufficient, whatever you prefer. So you're going to take your right hand down outside of your right leg. Left arm up to lean into that right hand. You should feel a nice little stretch on the outside of your entire torso here, down into that hip a little bit. And then give the floor a little push to switch sides. And you might notice that maybe one side feels a little tighter than the other. Again, just like in our strengthening part of class, trying to notice where some of maybe that flexibility in differences are too. And then give the floor a little push to come back up. Go ahead and cross those legs in. We're going to finish it up here with just one last deep breath in all together. So you'll inhale, stretch those hands up and over your head. And then exhale. Blow it on out. Awesome. Fantastic job. Thank you all so much for joining us this morning.